Test. Okay.
You know what I don't understand? Like, I get it, like, with med school, dental school. I think not law. Law is more direct. But with, like, these, like, bioscience type of industries, why do they put us through all these BS? Like, just, wouldn't you, like, I'd rather, like, have my doctor go through years of training in regards to what's actually going to happen in the real world, not, like, the stuff that they make us learn and stress about.
Yes.
Like, it's the end of the world. And then when you go into med school, it's like the first and the second year, you go over, like, the BS that you learned in, like, undergrad, but you're never going to look at it ever again.
Ever.
So it's like, what was the point of that?
See, I always, and that's why it's like, because I think the education system here, like, I don't know about other countries, right, but I think it's like different. Like, it confuses me because it's like, okay, for the people who don't know what they want to do, right, but they know that they want to be like studying, so you go to college, it would make sense to do everything. But it's like, if my first year of college, I'm telling you, I want to go to med school, why am I doing all this extra random things that will never pertain to med school? What is the reason?
Exactly.
Like, I just don't get it, just in case I change my mind. Like, no thanks.
Literally.
Like, if I decided, because I could finish what I needed to learn, it's like the last 2 years of your 4 years is when you did your degree stuff, right?
Yeah.
Basically. So it's like, why did I spend 4 years in college?
And you know what's the biggest scam?
You
know what's the biggest scam?
What?
AP classes.
Oh, dude, I say this all the time.
Biggest fucking waste of my time.
I will never, my kids, I have like cheat codes for them. They will never take AP classes. If you are gonna go the studious route and you're gonna go to like college and stuff, instead of taking AP classes, just take college classes alongside your high school classes, because you're gonna be wasting the same amount of time you would on your AP classes. I would go home and study for 4 or 5 hours. These crazy ass homework assignments, like they would always say it's preparing you for college. College was nothing like that. And you would spend 4 or 5 hours, and for some APs, 4s didn't even matter.
And just to clarify, we went to UCLA.
Yes.
Okay? Like,
yes.
This is like top shit. And it wasn't anything like that too.
Yeah, and literally, it was like for some majors, it's like even if you got a 5, it didn't matter. You had to retake it anyway. But every college class credit you took transferred, because they considered it a college class. So it's like, I remember, like, I had no life in high school. I mean, I did. But, like, in terms of, like, I was miserable. Like, I would go to class from 8 to 5, right? Or 8 to 3, whatever it was. And then I would study from, like, 5 to... Well, I would go to sports. And then I would study from, like, 5 to 10 p.m. with all this crazy AP homework that, like, for some of my classes didn't even transfer.
Literally.
And then everyone who took classes and had the chillest high school experience just went to college, like, twice a week for, like, a 3-hour class once a year. Ended up being, like, 4 or 5 classes ahead, so it was, like, a full semester ahead.
Yeah.
I was like, what am I doing? Preparing for the AP exams was the worst.
They acted like it's the end of the world.
Yes.
Like, during that test, they made you so stressed out for what? Like, you get, a 10-minute break, like, between, like, 4 hours to like, eat something, and you're, like, shaking because, like, you're so stressed and, like, dehydrated, malnourished, sleep deprived.
Literally, you would start at, like, as soon as you got there, 7 a.m., everyone's, like, dead silent. You can't say a peep, otherwise you're cheating and your thing's gonna get, like, demerited.
Literally.
And then if you took multiple AP exams, it's like some days you would have, like, 3 AP exams. It was, like, 4-hour tests back to back. For what? Like, that is not even, like, efficient. Like, my brain will not work by that 3rd exam.
I'm tired.
Yeah.
Like, bro, I don't even care. I just want sleep at that point, you know?
Dude, and I remember for me, so for me, I took the AP English. And I got, like, I don't remember, I passed it with, like, a 3, so it didn't really do anything for me. And my problem is, with English, I write really well, I read really well, right? So it's like, you take the questions, and then you do the essay at the end. I write and read really well. Like, I don't have a problem with those things. But I take a long time. Like, I'm not the type of person who could spit out an essay. Like, I will literally, like, my brain scatters, like, it's, like, 100% my ADHD. Like, I just can't do it. So I was, like, on the essay portion, and literally, like, everyone is turning in their essay, and I'm, like, on the first paragraph, and at that point, I hung my flags up. I was like, I'm done. Like, there is no, like, my 3rd exam of the day, I was like, there is no way I'm gonna fry my brain to try to write, like, a 6-paragraph essay right now, and I just can't do it. I was like, I'm over it. Like, like, normally you would stress. At that point, I clocked out. I was like, that's it, just 2 paragraphs. That's all I did.
Like, it's so funny because you come to a point where it's like, I don't even care if I fail. Even though you studied your ass off the entire year, and you're like, I don't even care.
Yeah, that's how bad those moment exams are.
Yeah. It's just like, who came up with this system? Because obviously the human, like, brain doesn't work like that. It doesn't function efficiently like that. It's like, don't you want to see if someone could, like, how do they work most efficiently, like at their top.
Yeah, if you want to see like, hey, does someone really have this knowledge?
Yeah.
Why are you testing it at like 7 a.m.?
Yeah, like
Where
I
they-
just woke up.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
literally. I don't know. I remember reading something about this, that it was like people were arguing that even like starting school at 8 a.m. isn't smart for kids or something, like a certain age group. So people were like arguing that like it should start at 9 a.m. So kids like have an opportunity to really absorb what they're learning. Otherwise they're just sitting there. You know, like, I don't know, like, it's such a crazy concept, but people talk about it all the time, like, how school is like a money grab.
It is. It's a scam.
Yeah.
And it's business. It's all business.
Like, why did we pay for our AP exams?
Yeah.
Why am I
Yeah.
paying for that? That doesn't make sense.
Why do I have to
me.
pay for something that I don't know if I'm going to pass or not pass, and if it's going to be applied or not applied? And it's so effed up because some like universities like won't even accept a 3. It's like a 5, or else we don't even accept it.
Yeah, and dude, especially if it's your major, it's like a lot of times they will not. So
Yeah.
you just have to retake it.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, we just, because they want to make sure you learn it their way, basically. But it, like, I'm just like, it blows my mind. It's like, I'm in high school, right? High school is free unless you go to a private
Yeah.
school. I definitely think, of course, like, I think every single person should go through the education process.
Yes.
The things that you learn. Like, also, here's what I'm talking shit about the system, but not the education. Like, I think every single person I know who has gone to college has, like, a different level of perspective, knowledge, critical thinking, because it's like, even though, like, I didn't care about anthropology, and I didn't need it, it sharpened my critical thinking skills to take all of these classes and to learn how to apply knowledge and how to question things and how to answer questions. I think that's like really good, like how to research, right? That just like applies to everywhere in life. But it's like 99% of the way they set up the system is literally to get money.
Yeah.
And that's what's irritating, because it's like, if I want to learn what I want to learn, why can I do it more efficiently on my own through YouTube? And buying a textbook than I can through the school system. Bro, like, let's talk about this. Did you teach yourself in college?
Oh, are you kidding?
That's so
You know who
tilting.
saved my ass?
Khan Academy.
Khan Academy and
Those people on YouTube.
The organic chemistry
Yes,
tutor.
yes.
I love that man. I swear
Yes.
he's the reason why I got into UCLA.
Yeah.
And why I passed all my classes.
But
That
it's like-
man.
It's like, why?
The teachers didn't even teach.
Why? Like, what am I paying for at that
They
point?
just
Do you
they just
think
sat down and like went through presentations. It's like what?
Yeah, and
What?
then they
I can
go-
do this at home. Why am I here?
Yeah, that's why if attendance was not mandatory, it's like, and you post the slides that you're gonna be sliding through in class, see you later. Because I'm
Yeah.
gonna sit through your 3-hour class and then go home and sit through 3 hours of Khan Academy. So I might as well just have my slides open as I do the Khan Academy.
Literally.
You know, like, I just don't get it, because how much did we pay for UCLA?
A lot.
But it's like, I taught myself the entire time I was
Me
there.
too.
Literally, like, I can recall 2 professors. 2, I went there for 4 years. 2 professors that, like, I was like, damn, like, they taught me everything that I knew. Like, literally, like, I would only have to sharpen my skills through practice problems at home. And, like, I wouldn't have to learn entire topics by myself. It's like, what exactly is the purpose of what's happening? If
It doesn't logically make sense.
Yes. So it's almost like frustrating.
And you know what? No wonder burnout rate is so high.
Burnout rate for what, like kids?
It's like college students and
Yeah.
like people in like graduate school and stuff like that.
It's like, dude, you're set up, like, I hate to say it, but it's like you're set up to fail.
Yeah.
It's almost like, literally, like, think about this, like, every STEM class you ever took, it's like failing was passing. It's like they literally make the exam so hard that the highest score is like a 45. It's like, but why are we doing this? Because, like, when I'm taking that exam, it's like, you know when the problems are difficult. It's like, and you know when they're easy. So you are literally dying every time you take an exam and you're like, I know nothing. But it's like, no, don't worry, we made it so, like, nobody knew anything. Why?
Why? What was
Why?
the purpose of that?
Like, the passing score is a 45. Like, are you kidding? 45%?
Why?
What is the reason? What is the reason that I sat there and I felt like an idiot just so everyone could feel like an idiot and the lesser of the idiots passed? Like, what? How does that even make sense? Like, all you're doing is damaging my brain in the 3 hours that I'm taking that exam because I feel like I'm an idiot. Like, I'm literally taking it and I'm like, I know nothing. And they're like, great, you got a B. You got an A. Like, what? Like,
Like they literally were like, oh yeah, like because everyone got a 30%, 30% is an A now.
that's crazy to me.
I'm like,
And there's that one kid. I'm like, sometimes I feel like I have broken the curve, right?
okay.
But it's like, not by a long shot. You know what I'm talking about? It was like, let's say, like, I was like, let's say a 60 and the person behind me was like a 52, you know, like, or like a 50. Okay, I get it. But then there's those kids, dude, like, the kids that were born with like a genetic physics advantage. Like, these kids are like destined to be a physicist. Like, it's just, you're different. Like, nobody is gonna be like that. Like, and there's just this natural inherent, like, he was learning about quantum physics like when he was 6. Like, you can't beat that. Everyone would get a 30, he would get like an 85 on an exam that nobody should have got an 85 on. Like, the teacher made up questions. His own research was in there. Like, nobody should have got an 85. And that one kid who just, for some reason, like, he's gonna go to fucking space. There's no reason for his score to affect mine. Like, it's just different realms of life, you know? Like, he's gonna be doing things I'm never gonna do. Like, I am fine. And he breaks the curve. That tilts me. Like, okay, if the curve is broken just because, like, a good majority of people, like, this guy is just different. He's different, Nona. Like, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
I hate this guy.
Yeah, I hate this guy too. Because it's just like, move forward, like, with your life. Like, go to NASA. Because right now, I just need to pass physics 1, and you're tilting me, like, because you just know everything. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. That guy, like, builds things, circuits in his house. I can't compete. This is like a course I have to take that I don't want to take.
He breathes this shit.
Like, he learned it on his own. That's tilting. The teacher self-physics is like,
the teacher tells him to teach the class.
Yeah, but the thing is like, you can tell the teacher him are bonding for yeah, Matthew, exactly. Like the first name basis. It's like, okay, hire him. I don't want him to be a colleague of mine at this point. Like, I get it. You guys are one and the same. Doesn't that tell you something? Like, negate his score. Like, no one is ever gonna be like him in this class. You know what I mean? Me too. It's because it's so real.
It's so true.
And you know exactly when that kid is in your class, and you're just like, fuck.
It's like, I accepted these.
Yes, okay, dude. I have to talk about something because you were STEM too, right?
Yeah.
Dude, STEM, for anyone who's like in STEM will relate to this. For anyone who's not in STEM is ruthless. Like, other classes and other like majors, like, I feel like people like each other, and people like are always trying to help each other.
Oh.
Like, my best friend who I lived with was like poli-sci, and she'd be like, yeah, like, people got the exam and like are sharing it in a Google Doc with all the answers. Like, people are also like posting their essays in this Google Drive after they're completed, so like you could take inspiration. I'm like, dude, people in my class would never. Like, literally, I shit you not, like, we were going around like taking a quiz, and the teacher was like, the professor was like super like serious about the way he wanted the header formatted, like name, period. Like, there was things that it wasn't normal, like he needed it a specific way, and I missed what he said. And like, I'm sitting by myself. By the way, STEM was like literally like always like 12 of you in a class, because like 60% of you wouldn't show up, and or it was like a really small class. Anyway, so like someone in front of me, like, I barely grew the courage to be like, hey, like, what did he say? And I shit you not, this person was like, and just went back to doing what they were doing, and I was like, are you kidding me? Like, no one literally because it's so competitive.
Yeah, no, everyone wants you to fail.
Yeah, because if you fail and they get like 10 points above you, they get like an 8.
Yeah.
So it's like, everyone wants to be the reason the curve is broken, especially because it's like, since you know everyone's gonna get around like a 45, it's like, you just have to like be a little, like, you just have to sort of really understand the topic, and you would easily be the top of this. So it's like, no one wants to help anyone. It is the worst.
It's like war.
It's like war. 100%.
Yeah.
It is like the worst. I met some cool people, of course, but it's like everyone. It's like fighting like for survival.
Literally. But why is it that way?
Like,
why
relax.
is it that way?
Like, relax.
Like, wouldn't we learn better if we just help each other?
Yeah.
But no. Oh my god, bro, let me tell you about this. Okay, so thank God it didn't happen to me, but it happened to like one of my friends. You know how like you do titrations?
Yeah.
So like apparently like I don't know, he like left his place and someone else fucking like did and messed up his whole entire lab.
Wait, on purpose?
On purpose.
Like, went there and just like
while he wasn't looking. Like, while he was, like,
for anyone who
away.
doesn't know what titrations are like, you get an acid and you get a base, and you have to like literally, like, these are the worst experiences of your life. Like, it's like the acid is like white color, right? And you need it to be like light pink. pink. It can't be dark pink. It can't be medium pink. It needs to be the lightest pink ever.
Like barely pink.
So it's like you're like shaking because like it's like a tube where the acid goes off like drop by drop by like little drop. So you only need it to be drop at a time, especially when you start seeing the pink color come. You're just like drop. And you want to make sure it doesn't get, because if you put like a millimeter more, it gets dark pink and you failed. So you have to like, so I can imagine him like sweating, like drop, and he like steps right, the guy's just like, that would kill me, because that's like the most terrifying experience the entire time. You're like so close to it, you're like,
it's like shit. If I wanted that to happen, I would have done it.
that's actually so shitty.
Yeah, but that's literally STEM out of college.
Yeah.
Maybe other colleges have it different, but
yeah, especially maybe because like our experiences, like since UCLA is super competitive,
and especially for STEM.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, so maybe like our experience is different, but all I know is like everyone felt what we did.
Yeah.
Everyone felt what we did in STEM.
But it was bad. It was bad.
It was so bad.
Like, I'm like traumatized. Like, I think the reason I have trust issues is because of STEM classes.
Dude, yes. Or just like, honestly, like, school is damaging. We talked about this once on the podcast, that I think that they put like college students through the absolute worst. It's like you have to take like 6 classes, right? Or like 5, whatever. So like that's, you're going to lecture for like 3 hours a day plus, right? And then you have to like teach yourself for another like 3 hours. Then you have to work. And then you have to do extracurriculars if you want to do it. And if you care about your health and fitness, like allocate 3 hours a day to that. You like literally like you're up from like 6 a.m. You know, if you want to like do everything and fit everything until like 10 p.m. Like that's not normal every day to be like this.
Yeah.
And then exams come and then you have to study like literally for STEM at least. It was like you have to like, if you really want to practice efficiently, it's like 10 hours a day. Mm-hmm. Especially for like finals, it's like no brain can efficiently study for like 10 hours. No human being should be 5 a.m. to 6 p.m. And then like my moments of enjoyment in college, like after I was studying for like 6 hours, was like I get a meal.
Yeah,
literally. Like food should not be my break.
Reward. Yeah. But you know what's so funny? Okay, so I don't know if other colleges have this, but I used to think we had the scream during finals week.
Oh yeah, midnight, yeah.
At midnight, it's just like if you weren't
so
at UCLA and you don't know about this tradition, you'd be like a horror, like in a horror. Because every single night of finals week, once the clock hits midnight, you just hear screaming because people will literally put their heads outside the window and just start screaming.
They just released it,
and
like,
not like like yeah, literally like as if like pent up anger or like trauma is coming out. Like in that I miss that, Loki. Like I really miss that too. It was so fun.
It was so fun, and it's so funny though because it's like it's so loud. It's like every single person is up at midnight studying. Like every single person is up at midnight just yelling out their windows. So funny.
And it's like only like a couple minutes and it's like dead quiet again.
Yeah. Everyone's like studying again.
Like and then like why?
Dude, sometimes I don't know if you get like this, dude. Sometimes like I would walk on campus and then especially like because there's certain intervals where like classes would end. Like it'd be like let's say 10:30, right? Or like STEM would be 10:50, right? It'd be like 10 to 10:50. So it's like it would hit 10:50 and you would just see like a mob of people like just walking in a straight line to the next class, and I'm like, bro, like we are robots. Like
literally.
Every time I would see just a group of people, I'm just like, dude, like even that, like midnight yells, like,
like are we in a simulation? Because it kind of looks like it. You
like
know?
we were all just
like what? They're building an army.
Yeah, like I would sometimes just be like, what am I doing?
Literally.
Like it's so trippy, yeah.
No, bro, and the fact that like literally like our libraries during like midterm and finals like week would provide food. Because students would be there sleeping in the library
forever.
And no food. So they would provide
Let's talk about the stench.
Oh.
Like there was like especially like during like finals week where people like just live in places on campus. Like literally the smell is so bad sometimes. Like you'll sit down somewhere, you're just like someone is decomposing next to me.
Yeah.
Like I can't be here. Like literally people like sit places for like 3 days.
Literally. No nothing.
Yeah, like the AC's broken. Like they're just like I can't.
Like people were listening to
like
us,
no one should be going through that.
No one should be.
That's what I'm saying.
No,
like, to go for an exam. Like
yeah.
Like no one is willingly do that. Like they're doing it because they have to.
Yeah.
Like why do they have? Like why is it? Like human beings weren't meant to do. Like we're thrown on this planet to sit in the library for 6 days to study for a physics 6 exam.
insane.
It's so crazy to me.
It is.
And it's unfortunate because like being a doctor is super cool.
Yeah.
Being a lawyer is super cool. And it's like the process to get there is literally like mentally defeating.
Literally. But okay, I get it. Okay, I get it that they're trying to weed out people and the strongest shall like prosper.
Yeah.
But again, it's like
I get it too.
I get it, but it's like make it
to an
like
extreme, like low key.
yeah. It's like
Other countries don't. I swear, other countries don't do it like that.
other
That's
countries
why-
don't. Other countries like, oh, you're in high school, and you want to be a doctor. Okay, let's teach you shit that you actually use like,
to be
in
a
the medical
doctor,
field,
and
you
then it's
know?
like you'll be like, I want to be a doctor, and they're like, what about sociology?
yeah.
Here's 6 sociology classes you have to take.
Like what?
Like what?
What the fuck does that supposed to?
What is that? Like it's stupid.
So dumb. It doesn't make sense. Like sometimes, like I'm like, if I ever had a kid, I like literally like put them into like I would homeschool them. But again, I would also want them to have the experience. But it's like with okay, Loki, I was listening to a podcast and he was telling me how there are schools where it's called where they guide them. They
What
don't
is this?
like their teachers are called guides. And like
Okay.
basically like they never
like
give you an answer. They ask you questions so you find the answer.
Okay, yeah.
And it's like this system, the school system that they've created is to make you an entrepreneur or like a business
like
person.
a critical thinker.
A critical thinker, like a CEO, like someone successful. So that's the type of schooling that they're like coming up with. Because he puts his kids in that.
Wait, I like that.
I like that. Like
Yeah.
I want my kid to not be mindless. Like
Yeah.
like make them think. You know?
Yeah.
I think that makes a better like person for society.
Versus like here's this PowerPoint slide that I'm just gonna be reading off of.
Yeah. I like that. I was like, oh my god, if
What is it for like high school, middle school?
I think it's like elementary to like middle school.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's a really smart
That's
idea.
so smart, yeah. Cause like I don't know. Everything's so mindless.
It is. Everything is very robotic.
And we're not robots.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Like it's like it leaves no room for fluidity. Like
Mm-hmm.
it leaves no room for application sometimes. Like it's more of just like even this is like really common. I don't know if it was common for me to experience, and I know like other people have experienced this in their classes. It's like you can get a math problem answered multiple ways, but some professors will be like, you have to do it my way. If your work doesn't show
my
my
God.
way and you have the right answer, it's wrong. That is so dumb. You're literally like, that's what I'm saying, like robotic. It's like, it has to be step 1, 2, 3, or 4. But it's like, if I'm getting to the same solution, but I'm being my own person, like I'm using my brain the way it works best, right? Because my brain is going to be different than yours. This person's brain. So if I think of a creative way to solve the problem that it works for me, isn't that even more beneficial? That I have just now created a different way, or like a different way tickles my brain more than your way. It's like my brain is built different than yours. Why can't I do it this other way? That would be more healthy for me. Like
Yeah.
healthy and not like, oh, like it's unhealthy to do it that way, but more like it would make me prosper more to do things creatively. But it's like they don't want it to be that way. It's like that's
I think
so
they're bullied
weird.
or something, and they're trying to like literally like implement power.
Yeah,
among
it's
us.
so weird. It's so weird.
It is weird.
That's why I really love teachers who were just like, there was like a, I don't know, there wasn't like a right or wrong answer. With like math and like physics and stuff like that, there's always right or wrong. So like, don't get me wrong. But with like other things, it's like the way to approach the problem was so fluid. There was so many, I had professors like that all the time, like where they would literally be so tolerable of like multiple answers, multiple explanations, not in my STEM classes, but in other classes. So then it was like super cool to see, and I'm like, that's how things should be.
Exactly.
Like you should be able to approach things a different way. You know, like I had an OChem teacher who was like that, right? Like it wasn't like the answer could be different because it can't be, but it was more like my professor had so much knowledge of approaching the problems in so many different ways that it was so cool to see. Like, and like to get all those ways exposed to you in your brain made things click more. It wasn't like an end all be all, like it has to be this way. You have to go down this path. It was like, here's all these different ways to approach it. Here's all these different ways to think about
I
it.
love that.
Here's all these different ways to visualize it. And like that, it takes something in the human brain. Like, you should be able to see things in like 4 dimension.
Exactly.
Like, this side. Like, there's so many ways to get to a solution.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's what it should be. You know, like, you could tell when a teacher loves their job and a teacher who's just teaching just to teach.
Yeah. Or like, it's just any job in general. Right?
Yeah.
Like, you can tell when people
that
are
is
like,
so true.
they're just like miserable to be doing that job.
It's a change because you're making yourself miserable, and 'cause that's not fair to you. And it's not fair to others too, you know?
100%. Like, we have to like endure like you hating your job
Yeah.
as a professor.
Literally. They have professors who literally don't give two shits and they just pass everyone. Oh my god, I used to have a professor like that. And he was the best.
Yeah.
Oh, I loved him. I was like, God bless your soul, man. God bless your
Yeah, I had a professor like that too.
Yeah.
And they like it just, especially in like a competitive school, like when you get to a professor, like, oh my god,
It's like a breath of fresh air.
Yeah, you're like, thank God.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have to trip about anything.
Wait, I just want to kiss you on the cheek right now.
Yeah,
Like,
literally.
God, oh my god, okay, I don't know if you've had him, but Professor Johnson for psych.
Yes. Jonathan, he taught something else, so he didn't just teach psych. Did he?
I don't know.
Logic, maybe?
Maybe.
Okay.
But I love that man. Because he had no tests. There was no
I'm
tests.
trying to remember him, so I don't know if I took him if you're saying no tests.
We had no tests.
Wait, really?
We just
So
had
what was-
one paper at the end and he passed everyone.
Wait, no
Yeah.
way.
Like, no nothing. Like, no homework. Homework didn't exist.
Like, what a cool guy.
What a cool guy.
Yeah.
And I learned so much in that class.
Yeah, I know you remember
I
everything.
learned everything.
Dude, I had a
was
class like that.
Because I just sat back, relaxed,
And
like,
listened.
Listened. And, like, actually, like, learned.
You ever feel like whenever you're in those classes that especially like I don't know, like there's just so much to do in that class, like all the time there's so much information. It's like when you're taking notes, you're not even absorbing it as you're taking it. You're like, and the lecture's not posted, so you're trying to get as much as you can. It's like, I don't learn anything. I'm just copying, right? But it's like with a class like that, like you start to think while you're listening. So it's like the knowledge gets obtained so quickly. And it's so crazy. It's like those classes like that you probably remember more from.
So much more. So much more. It's actually insane.
Yeah, and the other classes that like literally
Nothing.
berated-
It's like I took the test and it just
yeah, like trauma.
like
You're like,
literally.
it's crazy.
Like in and out. Like
you stored it for as long as you needed it,
literally.
and even then it was like difficult to store.
Yeah, I would have to like reread like something a billion times, write flashcards, do the Quizlet, there was another like, oh my god, what is it called?
What was it like
It was like active recall type of like app. It was an app.
for science?
Just like you just wrote down your like notes and it like made questions for you.
Wait, no way.
Yeah, I don't know the name of it. I wish I knew.
Active recall, though. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, but I was like, damn, I went through all that shit. Nothing.
Yeah, nothing.
Damn, that's effed up. That's effed up.
It's like, so yeah, I don't know. Like,
It's like survival, literally.
it really is. Like, who
Wow.
can, and it's like, you sacrifice things. You sacrifice your health. You sacrifice your
Family,
sleep. Sacrifice social life.
friends.
Yeah. It's just like something has to be sacrificed. And I don't think that's how things should be. Like, like, the thing is like, you and I are also the type of people who are like, let's grind. Like, I'd rather grind and have less of a social life. But it's like, when you experience things where your health needs to be sacrificed, like your mental health or your physical health, or you're eating less or you're not exercising, it's like, I think those are extremes that the human body should not go through.
I agree.
You know,
I
like
agree.
there's no reason that we should be up for like full days barely eating.
Literally.
I don't know. It's
Now
not.
that I look back at it, I'm like, thank God that's over with.
Yeah, me
thank
too.
God.
Me too.
Because that's not a way of life. That's
At
not
all.
a way of life.
It's so sad.
Yeah. That is so sad.
And I think, I swear, that is partially the reason I'm obsessed with health and wellness now.
Same.
I swear, like, even because it's not like college that started that for me. It was high school with AP. Like, I felt even overworked then because, like, I don't know how your high school system worked, but for my high school system, it was so small that, like, when you would play on a sport, it wasn't during school. So it was like, for other people, it's like you had a period for your sport, right? For me, it was like I would go through my classes.
It's like before, after school.
Yeah, so it would be like I would stay, so it's like my days were like 8 a.m., right? And then let's say normally you'd end at like 3. I would go to like 6. And then if you had AP exams, you know, like, and as a kid, you want to be sleeping at like 11,
Yeah.
10. So it's like, I felt that way even in high school, you know? So it's like, that's when I started getting obsessed with like, I'm not going to negate my health and fitness. Like, I'm going to make it my routine because I could tell that I was like whatever I was dealing with school was making me was making me neglect like food, making me neglect exercise. So that's when I was like, no, I need to be in this. So I swear that started my passion for all of this.
I feel
like being super overworked, you're just like, damn, like I gotta start taking care of myself. Yeah, like
literally
the same way I allocate like 6 hours for studying, I'm gonna allocate an hour for the gym.
Exactly.
Like putting my foot down, you know?
Literally,
Yeah.
it's like enough is enough. Yeah, no, literally, it's actually insane. Yeah,
And
no, I think it started with me in high school too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were a swimmer.
I was a swimmer.
Yeah.
But bro, it was just like, sometimes I look back and I'm like, I physically and mentally could not ever do that ever again. Like, we were built different.
Yeah, you're built different than them. I think the same. I wonder like how I got through that. But people say that all the time. Like they come out of their college, high school experiences and they're like, how was I functioning from 5 a.m. to like 11 p.m. every day?
And just like literally like constantly doing something.
Yeah.
Like no break, no rest, no nothing.
A body in motion stays in motion. I feel like if you have to, you just do it.
True. You're just used to it. Yeah.
But it's like not desirable.
Yeah.
Like the thing is like I still love waking up early, right? But I take so much happiness in peace and slow movement now. Like I like to be busy and I like busy days as well, but it's like I love the fact that like before I used to wake up at 5 a.m. like shove a banana down my throat while I was running up the street to get to my job on time. But now it's like if I wake up at 5:30, it's like I don't really have to do anything until like 8ish, 7:30ish. So it's like in terms of like I don't have, even then with what we do is like there's never like, unless it's like meetings, there's never exactly like you have to do it. Like you just should start like your day, you know. But it's like I can take a slow movement. But before it was like everything was rushed. Everything was like I have to wake up. It's like I have to finish my meal in 30 minutes. But now it's like I can just chill. Like if I choose to wake up early, it's like I'm giving myself extra time versus like I have to rush through things.
Exactly.
And I enjoy that so much.
You know what? I'm glad that you brought that up because I used to hate mornings and I would rather cut off my right toe than wake up at 5:30 a.m.
Yeah.
Okay, for school.
Yeah,
okay?
yeah.
But now that I don't have that, I wake up like willingly, like naturally at 5:30 a.m.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yes, I love mornings now.
Yeah.
But it's because I'm not forced to do shit that I don't want to do anymore. It's like I do what I want, and now I have that routine that the school system wanted to implement on me.
100%. Naturally. And I swear it's like, so even like when like I like had like a shift like at 8
I'm gonna turn off the AC.
Yeah, okay. Oh wait.
Are you okay with it?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Are you cold?
No.
Okay. Go ahead.
So even when like you have to do something by 8 a.m. like let's say it's like a shift, or for like us like there's literally something that like you need to be somewhere by 8, you need like, so you have to wake up early. It's like I swear, like I tell people this all the time, but this is me being a morning person. Like I will wake up early even when I don't have a lot of sleep, and just I would rather nap midday just because of how peaceful the morning is to me, right? So it's like if I have to do something at 8 and just like we had to go to school, right? Like, and I feel like starting your day off with something that you're forced to do, like let's say you're not passionate about it or you don't really want to be doing it, is like annoying. It makes waking up a drag. But it's like if you just wake up, if you have the rest to and you have the energy to, and you just wake up a little bit earlier to give yourself more time to do something you enjoy right before you have to do something like that. So it's like if you have to walk outside of your house at 8 and you're going to do something that you don't like to do, like, and you have the energy to, wake up a little bit earlier than you normally would, and like take it slow so you don't have to rush it, and you can make yourself your favorite breakfast rather than just chowing something down super fast like while you're running out the door. It's like wake up at 6:30. So it's like you don't have to be out the door by 8, but it's like now you can like set up a candle, like make yourself your favorite breakfast, and that's gonna make you fall in love with mornings. Like if you don't like mornings, it's because you are starting it doing something you hate.
Exactly.
Just like we were in college. Like even though like I might be enjoying what I'm doing, like especially like the job that I had in college, I enjoyed. Like, but it's like no one enjoys like scarfing something down and like rushing like.
Well, you're not even awake yet.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, give yourself time to wake up. Like, wake up a little bit earlier so then you have, like, the extra 10 minutes to be fully awake. And start it with something you enjoy. Like, I don't know what that is. Like, you enjoy reading? Like, pick up a book for an extra 15 minutes. And you'll realize, like, damn, like, waking up just a little bit earlier to give myself more time to move slowly is going to make me love the mornings. Like, being in a rush, I feel like, makes you hate things. It makes you anxious. It puts you in that state of mind where you're like, I hate the fact that I'm doing this. Because I have to be out the door right now. Like, it's like, it gives you that state of urgency. And peace gives you that state of, like, happiness, like, serenity. Like, you're just, like, enjoying what you're doing. You're, like...
Exactly.
I don't know. Like, that saved my life.
Yeah, I agree.
Giving myself like those extra like 15 minutes in the morning.
It really is peaceful because like you wake up with the sun and like everyone's like asleep still and like
Yeah.
the
There's, like,
air, the
silence.
air just feels different, man. It's just like it's something that you fall in love with. You know?
And in the beginning, like you might not like it, especially if you're like not really used to it.
Yeah.
Or like I don't know, like but like as soon as you start like realizing the peace in mornings and like the peace in like slow, I don't know how to explain it, like it's just the happiness that's there like in the air, like the silence, you know, like you realize how like almost like healthy it is for you to be up. I mean that's how we were built to be, right? Like up by the sun, down by when the sun is down. I like nights as much as I like mornings, but nothing beats mornings.
I like mornings better than the nights now, and I used to hate mornings and love nights.
Yeah.
Now
Why
it's
do you love nights, if I can ask you?
I love nights because I thought that I worked better at night.
Yeah, but now you notice
I work better in the morning.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and it's just so much better. And then like I was a night owl, so like I would be up to like 3 a.m. like just working. But I also liked it because like no one would bother me too, because like phone would be like no one would be, you know, calling me to do something, nothing like that, because everyone would be like asleep. So it was just like peaceful and like calm. Like I loved that too, but now I could function without like sleeping late and waking up late. Yeah, because then like I have my day, you know.
100%. Like I love nights as well, and I've always really loved mornings, but I remember even like way back when I used to go through like periods of time like at night, like when I would be studying really late. Now when I stay up, it's just doing things that I enjoy. Like I'm like gaming, I'm like reading, I'm like reorganizing. Like sometimes I get like super, what's it called? I get super efficient at night too. I get super productive at night, just like I do in the mornings. Like I see the similarities, right? And I remember before I used to, like when I was studying at night or whatever I was doing at night, like in college, I used to think like I am more productive at nighttime, and it's because there's a sense of peace, there's a sense of nobody bothering you. And mornings are the exact same way. And it's like you won't realize it that you put yourself in the morning. It's the exact same way except the light is out.
Yeah.
So you feel awake.
Yeah.
Right? It's like all of those things of the peace and the quiet because you feel like most people are asleep and nobody's bothering you. And the thing is like even if people are awake, I feel like people are so much more busy in the mornings that they will not bother you. Like your phone will be silent. Like just like you will not be texting people back because you're probably doing things in the morning. It's like everything that the night is, the morning is plus brightness. So it's like, to me, like 10 notches better.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree all the way. It's so magical.
It is.
We're at 37 minutes.
Yeah. We can end it with talking about seasonal depression if you want to.
Yeah.
Like just the season.
Yeah. Let's do it. You want to go first?
No, you run it.
Okay, so right now we're approaching, you know, November, like the winter months, and a lot of people go through seasonal depression because the sun's not out, it gets really cold, really dark early, and it just affects us. So we just want to talk about that and like share some tips and tricks to prevent that from happening. Yeah.
Or are you going through that? Like
no, because we live in LA.
Yeah, so it's like bright. Like we don't get like rain. We don't get like super dark. The only thing is like it gets dark by like 5 p.m. and that fucks me up.
Yeah, me too.
I'll be honest, that does mess me up.
I'm like in bed by 9.
Dude, like 5 p.m. and I look outside my window and it's dark. I start getting like
sad.
Yes, it's so crazy. Like, why is it like? It's true because we need like sun.
Yeah,
that's another reason. Like to ricochet off like the morning thing. It's like we are healthier when we're absorbing like sunlight. But I don't know. Like I personally, dude, like to have like I can experience seasonal depression to never to the degree that I know like people in like Michigan are like, you know, like people where it's like dark all the time, like snowing, like you can't go outside. It's like we get the luxury and the beauty of like being able to always have sun. But it's like I 100% agree, it is so rough during these seasons for some reason, even though there's like a happy air to like Christmas, Thanksgiving, like family, like also like just like spirit of the holidays. I 100% like get like feeling like downer during this time. But like I think there's ways to like take care of yourself, like vitamin D supplements.
Game changer.
Like actual game changer. Like you probably heard it a million times and you never thought about doing it, but if you are experiencing feeling a little bit down, just pop a vitamin D supplement. Obviously, like check. Our vitamin D is like okay to take, right?
I
like,
would check with a doctor.
Yeah. I think just check with your doctor just so like I feel like with most supplements you want to make sure like things are okay to like take them.
Yeah.
And then like your supplemental game can change the way that you feel in like the season.
Oh yes.
So much, and also like your sleep. I feel like if it is getting dark earlier, like we just talked about it, like wake up earlier. Because if you are going through like 4 hours of sunlight a day only, like you are gonna mess yourself up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like wake up earlier because it gets sunlight earlier, just like it gets dark earlier, and make sure you are getting as much brightness in your day as you can, so you can like avoid the feelings of like mild depression, severe depression, like whatever it is.
I agree. And the thing is like, let's say that you wake up and it's like always dark because like it's snowing, there's no sun or whatever. I would just get like one of those like sunlight lamps.
I've never had those. Have you had it?
No, I haven't, but I have a friend that has and she loves it. It literally mimics the sun. And
That's
like
cute.
it just makes you happy. Like just get light in your face. Literally just any type of light. If you get like a warm light that mimics the sun, even better.
Yeah.
Like just stimulate it, you know? God bless you.
Yeah, thank you.
So I feel like just stimulating that and then moving. Like I know like it gets cold and you just want to stay home and like not
getting
move.
out of bed in the morning.
It's hard.
It's hard. For sure.
But literally like force yourself to do movement. Like even a home workout. Just like anything. Like just move your body. Like call your friends. I know we all get depressed and we like just cut and ghost everyone off. But like call your friends. Call your family.
That's such a good one. Everyone is feeling this way.
Yeah.
Like everyone feels a slight bit like more down in the winter than they do in the summer. So it's like talk to people. Like, and I don't know what it is about seasonal depression, or I don't know what it is about like depression, anxiety. It's like you experience it and you feel like it's just me experiencing it. You feel so shameful. There's a sense of shame to anxiety and depression where it's like, bro, every single one of us
is going through it.
Experiences that. Like you, especially when you feel really down and really sad, you think like, damn, like I can't believe I feel like this. Like you start to feel like shameful is the best word to put it, but it's like every single, like you don't understand how many people in your life would understand that you feel that way, and you speaking to them would help you. You just socializing with them, you don't even have to tell them what's going on, like especially like things like seasonal depression, like spending time with people, like it will give you little like serotonin boosts, like dopamine boosts, like things that like will help you feel not so slumped.
And then you know what? Yes, adding to that, another tip is like do things for that season.
Oh,
make it. Don't dread it. You know.
Yes.
Like don't dread this. Like these couple of months. It's November. Thanksgiving's coming up. Do some Thanksgiving activities. Invite some friends over. Do like a Friendsgiving, like a couple like
learn to love the holidays.
Learn to love it, or like learn to pass time, like in a joyful manner.
Yes.
Like, Christmas coming up. Maybe you could do a trip to a ski lodge, or like make some snowmans, have like a bonfire, or like a, I don't know. Like,
wait, I love that.
Make it cute, you know? Like, make it something that you can look forward to instead of be like, oh, the sun's going down.
Yeah, wait, I actually really love that. Like coming into the season, you like everyone thinks like, oh, I'm about to get hit by seasonal depression.
Yeah.
But it's like, yes, like things get darker faster, like people feel downer, but it's like you can also look at it as like, I have like 10 plans this month because I'm gonna have that Friendsgiving, then I'm gonna have Thanksgiving, then I'm gonna go to Colorado, I'm gonna go skiing, I'm gonna invite everyone out. Like you're so right with that. You could like, there's so much to do in this short period of time of like darkness and like snow and rain that like if you just look forward to other things, it'll give you little like checkpoints to be excited about along the way, and that would help so much.
So much.
I think that's really good advice. You know, to like fully indulge in the season.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like sure.
Get
it's
distracted by it.
Yes,
you know?
yes, yeah. Like, get distracted by winter. Like there's so much to do. I actually really like that.
Yeah, I mean, life's short. Why, you know, be sad about it? Even though it's easy to get sad. Because, like, we're, like, sensitive creatures. Like, humans are, like, we adapt well, but we also, like, it takes a while for us to adapt.
Yeah.
So, I understand you guys, and my heart is with you. And if you guys are going through seasonal depression and want to talk, Arav and I are both here for you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. We love you guys.
Yeah, DMs are always open, and like, dude, like I'm feeling it, like, you know what I mean, like things are, it's just the season, you know, like, and there's always something to look forward to.
Exactly.
And you just have to keep that mindset with like going into the winter, going into holidays. And another thing, like, before, because I'm sure we're about to wrap it up, is like holidays are sometimes like a really like, besides like the sun being down, the reason like people get down in this season is because like holidays, like some people might not feel like they have people to experience it with, and they might not feel like they have like a good like home situation, right? And we touched on this a little bit before, but I think that like we touched on this in the episode with Emily, like you choose what home is.
Yes.
So it's like, don't get too caught up in like family, home, like things need to be like this. It's like family does not always mean blood. You know, like home does not always mean where you grew up. You know, like home just means where you feel safe. Like we talked about this with Emily, like if your home environment, right, like and you're young and you can't like, you're not like on your own, you're not like, you're stuck in a place that you don't feel that joyous experience that everyone talks about during the season. It's like you can find where you feel safe, you know, like for example, this is like random, but when we were talking about with Emily, it's like, what if like when you go to a library you feel happier than you do at home, you know? Like don't get so attached to these definitive like explanations to the way things have to be. Like home doesn't mean you have to be with your mom and your dad and your sister and your brother for Christmas, you know what I'm saying? Like if you guys don't celebrate, like and you get really sad about that, it's like you can find a solution. And you just have to be a little bit creative. And by a solution, I don't mean like it's gonna solve everything, but it's like you can find a way to joyously experience everything without like it being like it's supposed to be on paper, because it's not supposed to be like that. Like no one experiences things to the T like that. And you shouldn't like get you shouldn't get too distraught about things like that, because it's like so many people are experiencing it. Like very few people have like perfect homes for Christmas, perfect families for Thanksgiving where nobody argues, you know what I'm saying? Like everyone does it. That's where Friendsgiving comes in, you know? Like, and that feels like family.
It does.
Yeah,
I love that.
We love you guys so much, and thank you for sitting through this episode with us. Reminder, a little reminder that we love to read what you guys have to say about these episodes. So whether you're tagging us in an Instagram story, you're DMing us, tell us what you think of the episode. You can always go on Spotify and YouTube, like leave a like, subscribe on YouTube, or you can leave a review on Spotify. It goes such a long way for us, and it means the world.
Thank you. We love you.
We love you guys. Bye.